making this video this morning in a very sad way. My name is Alan Wright, alanwright.tv, and I'm doing this with little chance of good results. I don't normally do things like that. But the reason I'm doing this is will probably be the last video that I do. Why? Please listen. Over my life, to get right here today, I began a while back wondering. I wondered for way over 50 years how the people prior to World War II in Germany allowed Hitler to come to power. Please remember, he was elected. He was an elected official to pull them out of crisis. Maybe you can start feeling where I'm going with this, but you don't really know yet. Please believe I know what I'm talking about. I know you don't know me, and I know you don't have any particular reason to believe what I'm saying, but please listen to the words. Please. The young boy from San Manuel, Arizona, who wondered why the people allowed what happened to happen in Germany in the late 30s, early 40s. How could they do that? Why didn't they do something? It takes me right back to the house where I'm living today here in Tucson in April of 2020. The lady that I live with, Alan, what can we do? What can we do about this? There's nothing we can do. There is. All I can do right now is do this video. I'm old, and I've had way too many surgeries to do what I'd like to do. People over my career, even those of you that knew me when I was very young, have no idea what I have done. I have been all around the world what people call a special projects director, for lack of a better term. I've had many titles, many jobs, many job descriptions, many this and that, but very few people knew what I was actually doing. It would be very difficult for you to put together a good picture of that, trust me. What does it mean to be a special project director? I think differently than you do. I see things differently than you do. Some good, some bad, for reasons. I've had many failures, trust me, but I've had many more successes you'll never hear about and not know about. People, right now, this is the most important thing I've ever done in my life. I have allergies. Please bear with me. I live in Tucson, Arizona, and allergies are horrible. I've had them all my life. It's not the virus. And I want to get to that. I want to translate to that because this is going to be a short video. People, we have a terrible enemy right now, this virus. And there is only one thing you can do about it. Stay home. We need to be more creative to getting things you need and all that. But we can put that one to rest for a few minutes here in just a moment. Stay home. I realize there are a lot of people that don't have a home. I realize much better than you think I do. I've been there in more cities and states than one to do what I needed to do. But what I need to do right now at this moment is tell you about something that's much harder to see even than that invisible virus. Donald J. Trump. People, I'm not blaming Donald J. Trump for the virus. I'm not even blaming him for the national response right now, like most people are. People, Donald J. Trump is a con man. He's the master con man of our time. Donald J. Trump is a bigger threat right now than the virus, and I'm going to explain why. I realize a lot of you that I really care about out there are extremely religious right-wing people. And some of my closest friends are on the far left. I'm not talking from that perspective. I'm talking from a whole different place that most of you can't get to. Please, please trust what I say. Trust it enough to look into it. I mean, really look into it. I know it's hard to see right now because you don't understand being a con artist. You don't understand the pathology involved. I do. Donald J. Trump is setting you up just like happened with Hitler in 1939 and earlier. Donald J. Trump truly believes he's the chosen one. All this stuff about delaying the response to the virus, leaving it to the states and all the rest, it's part of a con artist setup. It's what you do in a sting operation of sorts. Donald Trump is setting you up to beg him to declare martial law in late summer. Think about it, folks. He's coming across like a buffoon and a clown. Donald J. Trump is begging you to take a national response, a leadership role. And that's what he's waiting for. He's waiting for it. He's like a musical conductor, waiting for the moment, for the drums or the trumpets or the violin section. And he's playing you like a symphony. Beg me to declare martial law, to put Congress aside, to cancel the conventions, the political conventions, postpone the election, indefinitely, by the way. People, the same kind of fascism that hit in Germany so long ago is on your doorstep. And it's a much, much more dangerous thing, believe it or not, to your personal welfare than is this virus. As hard as that is to say, because it is a very awful thing. And it's going to kill many millions more than you can imagine right now. But there will be a coming out the other side. But you may not come out the other side of Trump if you're not real responsive to people like me. And I haven't heard many people like me tell you this strongly, that this con artist plans to take over. And believe me, it goes beyond the United States. He is the chosen one. As the leader of the free world, he intends to go way beyond the United States. Fascism, using the tools, the cybernetic tools like 5G and other things down the road that you can't see yet, for amazing control through the structures we already have, like the NSA and other things. I'm not talking like a crazy. I know I sound like that to many of you. But people, I've seen these things. I know how they roll out. You haven't studied history. You don't know the psychology of these leaders that have done this all over the world. Donald Trump will give you a national response. But he's waiting to the peak. The peak's not next week or 2 weeks or 2 months. Later this summer, there is going to be bedlam in this country. And you have no idea how the CIA actually works. Trust me, you do not know. You just think you know. It's not James Bond stuff. You have no idea. Donald J. Trump believes he's going to be your savior, and you're going to beg him to do it. That's what you're going to do. You're going to beg him to do it. And then he's going to take charge. Now, folks, we need a similar response, but not from Donald Trump. We need a take charge leader, for sure, but not one with fascist intent, coming from the religious right, coming from irrational, almost pathological places. Now you on the religious right don't think you're pathological. I understand that. Your thinking is. But you don't think you are, and you are not in a social sense. But from a point of view of being rational people, you are. You're archaic. That's all. It's mostly in your language and your thinking. There is no God going to pull you out of this. And you're trying to turn Trump into that sort of character. He ain't there. He ain't coming there. He's going to take charge, though. Don't beg this man to take charge. Replace this man soon. It's going to be too late. When he declares martial law and he has the generals behind him and he has everybody behind him begging him to take charge, too late. You'll never get it back. Between the 12 Fed chairs, the World Bank, all these other institutions, the elite few who are surviving this markedly, you will never see a working class, middle class kind of world that we've tried to build over the last 200 years. It'll be gone. And it won't come back. I know what I sound. Sky is falling, sky is falling. The guy must be an idiot. I'm telling you folks, I've got experience like you've never seen before. You are playing into the very hands of this con artist exactly the way he wants you to. No matter what it looks like to you. That's what makes him a master. He doesn't think like you do. He doesn't act like you do. We're in trouble. And all of you nice people, when I get really angry, I call you sheep or not. And even your leadership, the pretty little people on TV who may be sincere, don't know a damn thing about what I'm talking about. There are a lot of people out there a lot smarter than me. But you're not listening to them either. I'm trying. This is all I know to do. This is my answer to the lady I live with. Words, what can we do about it? People, in your weak knowledge of social media, if this video could go viral, and you could get the word out to people, I hate to use that word viral, but it's true. If you could weave your way into people's minds so that they can see what this man is doing, we can still pull out of this. But in a few months, it's going to be way too late. It might be now. Donald J. Trump. Hitler. Stalin. Genghis Khan. All in their own time, in their own way. This con artist is very slick willy. And yes, I'm talking about Clinton. He was pretty slick. This man is orders of magnitude more dangerous. Okay? That's all I can tell you. Get your head out of your ass. You're scared, you're frightened, rightfully so. But Donald J. Trump is more deadly than this virus, and that is incredibly hard to believe. He's deadly to our way of life and everything we've tried to build in the last 200 years. This video will probably get taken down, but I'm making it and I'm hoping for the best. Only you can make this work if somehow. I'm marginalized, as you are. But if enough people put their heads together, we can get through this. You need leadership. You got to get yourself a leader, but not a fascist like Donald J. Trump. You have no idea. Research it. Good luck to you. People, I just made a short video, but I wanted to come back and kind of do an intro to it. My camera cut off right at the end because it heats up about 14 minutes or so. In any event, I just want to make this one thing really, really clear. This is an incredibly important video, I think. Please hear me. Please hear me. I want you to put two words in your head and try really hard and not think of it as me trying to be hateful or anything. And I'm not political. Far from it. Put Trump and Hitler right here. It's very hard for you to go back to the years preceding World War II and understand how Hitler came to power and why he came to power and who he was. I've studied the man. You have not. Okay? He was elected, remember that. Responding to the Great Depression there and the issues around all that. He was the savior of Germany, the chosen one. He was a pathological personality, but you saw the result. I always wondered how that happened. You're watching it right in front of your eyes. I need you to wake up, and I don't mean it in a religious sense. I mean you need to wake up and pay attention. Out of the coronavirus, the Great Depression, just making a slight comparison. This is much worse, obviously. You can survive this. You might not. Our system might not survive Donald Trump. He's a master con artist of our time. Please understand, I'm not kidding about it. I'm deadly serious. He has to be removed from office now. We do need leadership at the national level. We do. But not from this man. You will never get it back. You will never get it back. You will never get democracy back, even what little we have left. Talk about a class war, they're going to cut off the head, and the head will survive. The rest will not look like you think it looks now, because you're not paying attention. You have no idea who I am. You have no reason to believe me. I'm telling you, I know a lot more about this than you. I have people all over this country who I've interacted with over the years in ways you can't even fathom. You better wake up, get this man out of office, get somebody in there who's not a grandiose, paranoid, pathological liar, con artist, master con artist, who really intends to be emperor of the world. You can't get there in your head. You can't get there. He can. He can. You better think about it. He's going to beg you, and then bam. I'm trying. That's my little quick introduction. I didn't think I spoke forcefully enough. I'm going to go edit this video, post it, and then I'm going to go for a long drive and try to cool off. Because I don't expect good results, but I'm sure hoping. I'm praying in the only way I know how. I'm praying in the sense of I'm sending out through the quintessence. I'm sending out vibrations. If for some of you folks, I'm begging you, beseeching you, deal with this while you still can, because time's running out. Don't be as afraid of the virus as you need to be of Donald J. Trump. The virus is very bad, and it's much, much worse than they're telling you. But Donald J. Trump is the real, worldwide reason you better wake up. It's real, it's right in front of you.